Genesis chapter 35. Jacob's return to Bethel, the death of Rachel, Jacob's 12 sons, and the death of Isaac. There's a lot in this chapter. Verse 1. Then God said to Jacob, Arise, go up to Bethel and dwell there, and make an altar there to God, who appeared to you when you fled from the face of Esau your brother. God is just saying, I've been here for you all this time. Go serve me. Go worship me. After all, I am still your God. I have been there for you in all your rough times when you've been struggling. So just show me a little gratitude. God completely has the right to say that because he's God. Verses 2 and 3. And Jacob said to his household and to all who were with him, Put away the foreign gods that are among you. Purify yourselves and change your garments. Then let us arise and go up to Bethel, and I will make an altar there to God, who answered me in the day of my distress and has been with me in the way which I have gone. He's starting to take accountability, and he's starting to be a great leader because his family has not always been perfect or great, but part of that is due to his poor leadership. We learned that in the last chapter. Jacob is saying, Come with me, let's go worship the Lord. Verse 5. They journeyed, and the terror of God was upon the cities that were all around them, and they did not pursue the sons of Jacob. So God rewards them. If you remember from last chapter, Jacob was really worried that everyone was going to try to kill him and his family because Jacob's sons had slaughtered an entire city. God is still providing protection and safety for his family, though. They're being rewarded because they're getting back on track. Verses 9 through 12. Then God appeared to Jacob again when he came from Padan Aram and blessed him. And God said to him, Your name is Jacob. Your name shall not be called Jacob any more, but Israel shall be your name. He called his name Israel. Also God said to him, I am God Almighty. Be fruitful and multiply. A nation and the company of nations shall proceed from you, and kings shall come from your body. The land which I gave Abraham and Isaac I give to you, and to your descendants after you I give this land. So God is rewarding him. This is the same blessings that him and his bloodline have received. Go be fruitful and go multiply. I'm blessing you. You are a good man. Verse 14. So Jacob set up a pillar in the place where he talked with him, a pillar of stone, and he poured a drink offering on it, and he poured oil on it. Now Jacob is still showing gratitude to God. That's amazing. Verses 16 through 18. Then they journeyed from Bethel, and when there was but little distance to go to Ephrath, Rachel labored in childbirth, and she had hard labor. Now it came to pass, when she was in hard labor, that the midwife said to her, Do not fear, you will have this son also. So it was, as her soul was departing, that she called his name Ben-Ani, but his father called him Benjamin. One last child before she dies. She's dying as she gives the child. And that's ironic because in a few chapters back she said, Give me a child or I die. Now both are happening at the same time. You could say she's being punished for her past sins, or you could just say that it's her time to go. Verses 19 and 20. So Rachel died and was buried on the way to Ephrath. And Jacob set a pillar on her grave, which is the pillar of Rachel's grave to this day. We already learned before that it's great to honor your family, honor your loved ones. Jacob gives Rachel a nice funeral, a nice blessing as she passes away. Verses 21 and 22. And Israel journeyed and pitched his tent beyond the tower of Eder. And it happened when Israel dwelt in that land that Reuben went and lay with Bilhah, his father's concubine, and Israel heard about it. Jacob's name is Israel again. Kind of confusing. I don't know if this chapter is in chronological order or not. But verses just mean that even though Israel has been working better to give better guidance and leadership, his loved ones, his family, his sons who have been sinners in the past, they can still fall back on sin. Sin can happen at any time. This little section just talks about Jacob and his 12 sons. Also has a daughter. It's just saying that Jacob has already been fruitful and multiplied, but we don't know if he's going to have even more children. Verses 28 and 29. The days of Isaac were 180 years. So Isaac breathed his last and died, and was gathered to his people, being old and full of days. And his sons Esau and Jacob buried him. That's nice. Isaac, the father, one of the chosen ones, breathed his last and died. It was not a sad death. He was gathered to all his people, and though he was old, he was full of days. Both of his sons, even though they'd had conflicts in the past, were able to come together and bury him together. The whole funeral and death, it was full of love. And so this chapter is kind of confusing, but I think that the main message is that you have to remain strong in your faith. No matter how shaky the things are around you, other people are going to sin, you're going to sin, but you still have to improve yourself and try to be a leader and guide others so that they can improve too. People are going to die, they're going to leave your life, relationships aren't going to work, but sometimes that's okay. Make sure you try to leave a positive impact on everyone's life. That's all I have. Thank you for watching.